I have been selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shal.
As usual, every week we're watching a local film and we're reviewing it. And this week we are watching Rain Dogs.
Rain Town.
Rain Town. Okay, we watched Rain Dogs.
Rain Town.
Rain Down. Was that like a purposefully tongue slip? Because Yu Hang is in it. Rain Dogs, Rain Town. Get it, get it? Yu Hang directed Rain Dogs. Anyway, okay, so.
It's raining!
Yeah, and it's raining in this town of ours.
But it's not the Rain Town.
Okay, Rain Town, directed by Tunku Mona Riza.
Oh, what is the film about?
What's the film about?
What's the film about? The film is about this family that lives in Taiping. It's
Wow,
just a pretty normal family, would you say? But then there's conflict lah, as in every family. And it seems like their mother, who is played by Susan Lancaster, is the only person that's kind of holding everything together. So there are like 2 brothers and then 1 girl. And then as you watch the show, there are like issues lah that come up. Like the oldest brother, he's a musician, but his father wants him to be a doctor. And then the second brother is just kind of like not really doing anything. And then the girl, who's the youngest, was supposed to be married, but then the father like
Sailang.
told her fiance off.
I want to say the father Sailang.
No.
Wrong.
And then the father, who is played by Quinoa, just seems to be like this man's man that's just like, I don't want to talk about feelings and you just do what I say because that is how it's supposed to be. And then some stuff happens from there, and then we basically see how this family goes along lah.
Yeah. So what do we think about the film? Can I mention that Tunku Mona Riza directed a movie before this, the one about Down syndrome. No, not Down syndrome.
Autism.
What? Autism. I just wanted to say I didn't like that film because it felt like that Reda, right? Reda. I didn't like it because it felt like a corporate video for autism. Okay. And the Autism Association.
So then what do you think of this film? Since
Huh?
you're talking about how you're feeling already.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say, I like this one! I like this one as compared to Reda.
Oh, as compared to On Its Own?
On its own, it's okay. It's decent too. I like it too. Right? Why? I don't know. I like it. I mean, yeah, it's a very good film. And do I like it better than Abang Adik?
No.
Nah, do I like it better than Pendatang?
No.
But, without any comparison, I like this one. This is a good film.
It's the first good film we have seen.
It's the first good film, yeah, we've seen
like,
this year.
Thank God for Rain Town.
Thank God for
oh
Rain Town. Because before this, the
has,
Pendekar Awang lah, the 11
Jiwa,
Jiwa, 18,
finally
whatever.
broken the streak of shit films that
Yeah.
we've seen, especially last year, because last week's film was the absolute worst. Okay, but back to Rain Down. What did you like about it?
I like it because the Cantonese is my kind of Cantonese. Susan Lancaster, I didn't know you could speak Cantonese, but legal Cantonese, Ho Chi Minh Cantonese, oh, okay! I love it! It's the kind of Cantonese that I can speak, and I can go and order like this, where I mix like 40% Cantonese, 60% English, and Malay. I love it! Yeah. I somehow, I kind of found the film very relatable because of the mother character.
Oh.
Because my mother has always been the strength in our family too. And I always feel like we always like want to come together. If anything, also because of my mother. You know? Yeah, so got me feeling, you know? Susan Lancaster, I grew up watching her in movies and TV shows and all that, and sitcoms. I mean, she was a decent actor. But in this film, I thought her performance was very well done. You know, I think it's okay for a Cantonese to be whole cha.
But she also in her character is memang this half white girl that
exactly.
marries into like a Chinese family. So her Cantonese fits her character.
It does so much.
It does.
I mean, my aunties and my husband used to always laugh at me whenever my grandmother used to laugh at me all the time whenever I speak Cantonese.
Cantonese,
You know, but
Susan Lancaster's Cantonese was actually better than your Cantonese in real life.
It's
It's true. That's not Cantonese.
okay. Chao hai. I see.
Also not Cantonese.
It is. It is Cantonese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then
So yeah. Look. The people that surround my family is different lah, right? But the people outside of my family, whenever it's Cantonese and Chinese and all that, it seems to be very pure. You know, it's like my friends who speak Cantonese also. Some of them, I grew up, they speak Cantonese like me, like normal Malaysian Cantonese, but then as they become an adult, right, they tend to want to speak with a Hong Kong accent, you know.
because they watch too much
So
TV.
many of them are like that.
Watch too much TV.
Why? It's like people in Malaysia, right, speak English, Manglish, right, suddenly go on radio only, like His FM, Mix FM, suddenly speak with American accent. Or go on BFM, speak like a British accent. you know what I mean? Why? It's just speak like Malaysian lah! You know? And I always struggle whenever I watch Hong Kong movies, I speak Cantonese like Hong Kong like that, I struggle to understand, right? Because I can only catch the words, but then they, like, why you say min bao? It's loti! Right? It's not min bao, it's roti!
So much screaming in
Right?
this review.
Yeah, it's roti, loti!
Okay, back to the film.
I like the film.
Okay.
I like to see how the family. It was told in a very nice way. I think Tengku Mona Riza had a handle on the story. The first quarter of the film, the shots were a little bit too advertising-ish, like advertising, like advertisements, TV advertisements.
For mooncake.
Oh, like advertisements or music video like that.
Very glidey.
Which I was watching it. Lama.
Is it gonna be super art?
Not super art, super commercial.
Yeah.
You know, like a TV commercial like
very
that.
clean.
But then after that, it went to more static shots, you know, medium shots, you know. Then I felt like, okay, more sense of reality there, you know, because the film really is very real reality based, right? I like the three kids were okay. Their characters were okay. I like it because the characters were deep, you know. The characters were developed well. There was motivation for how they acted, how the pressure it was. Their father like control them. Oldest elder son to be doctor. The second son was whatever lah. You know, control their lives. And then the mother is like, oh no, you gotta chill. But the mother is like the strong, silent kind. You know, I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
Oh. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward. I follow Susan Lancaster on Instagram, so I've seen the photos of when they were shooting it, and so I've been looking forward to the film for a long time. And then, like today when we went to the cinema, I was like, oh my god, please be a good film now, because I've been like looking forward to this for so long. If it's a bad film or so, I'm gonna like just like lose all motivation for the rest of the year. But then I thought it was a very good film. At the beginning, I was a little bit like concerned that it might be too generic, because of like, oh, this Lo wants to be a musician, but then his father is forcing him to be a doctor, and then look, there's kind of like a bum, and then there's the girl who's kind of like not really present. But then as the film not moved on, as the film
Progress, developed. I mean, the
characters
yeah,
also developed.
Yeah,
there were like layers to it, and then the chemistry between all of them is like
very good.
It's really good. I thought it was a bit confusing that Susan Lancaster's character, the mother, refers to all her children by full name but she's not scolding them, so that was a bit like my brain broke a bit, because usually when your parents use your full name means they're like yelling at you, but she's like using it to give encouragement and support, and I was like, what is this? I don't understand. I thought it was relatable for two reasons. One, I had a friend who didn't want to be a doctor, whose father was like that, you know, like, I don't want to hear it, you've already gone and done your degree, you have to be a doctor. In the end, she was like kind of estranged with her father, and like she's not a doctor now, she's just doing her own thing, and then like all this like because the boy is going through his housemanship, right, and then he's talking about it's so much pressure because like you're responsible for like human lives, and that is also what my friend used to say lah, and it's really not for everybody, you know. So I thought that was one point where I was like, oh yeah, this is actually quite a real scenario, you know. We want our kids to be like all these things, but then we don't realize that, you know, there's all these like pressures that we're putting onto them lah.
Yep.
And then you know, the mother, even though she wants to be supportive, her idea of support is to say, yeah, you just hang on lah, a bit more, just like, be strong.
You want to play music, do both lah.
But it's not. We don't realize that is not actually supportive, you know, because you're not helping the person feel heard, you're not helping the person feel supported, so it's just like not enough.
But if you look at it, you should be able to understand where the mother is coming from too, because of the deepness of the character of the mother, you know.
Correct. So that led me to my second point of relatability, where honestly, Susan Lancaster's character has been done dirty in this show. Like, no one appreciates her except for her youngest daughter. She's doing literally everything for everybody, and no one cares. They're just like taking her for granted and like not listening to her and like blaming her for their problems, and like her husband is absolutely terrible to her, and it's just wow. Like, guys, justice for Susan Lancaster's character, justice for Eileen, please.
Miss Taiping.
My goodness, really, I feel like that really kind of embodied the selflessness of being a parent. Not necessarily just being a mother, but also just being a parent, you know. You do so much for your kids and for your family, and when unless you have a really good partner, when you need someone, because something happens to her and she needs someone, no one's really there for you. And then only when it's like kind of like, not to say too late lah, but when it's like really serious, only everybody's like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? Then how? And they still kind of, in a way, look to you for what to do. And I thought that was really relatable and very real lah, and she portrayed it very excellently. Yeah, and I always find it so admirable when women, or there are characters that show great strength with a lot of grace, you know, because I would like to think I'm a very strong character, but it also is reflected in the way that I am, you know. I'm very crass, and I'm very strong-willed, and I'm very assertive about it. But the women who have great strength but do it kind of with a certain sense of grace, gently and quietly, like this Eileen in this film, is very admirable to me, because it just shows the different kind of ways that you can be strong for your family. So it was excellent. So I thought it was excellent, and I really like related to it, and it was really nice that everybody kind of banded together in the end, including her husband, whom at first I thought was going to be the only character to be stagnant, you know, like kind of two-dimensional and unchanged in his way, very boomer man type syndrome, but he didn't. Like, when something really did happen, it also made him realize, and he didn't like suddenly change, you know. He changed in a kind of small, fairly realistic way that seems like possible lah. So it kind of gave me like great hope of what relationships and families could evolve into, and that you can really kind of persevere through it lah. And then I guess the final thing that I really liked about it was the fact that it was shot in Taiping lah. I love Taiping. We've been like a few times, and it's one of those towns that I really like I love in a very understated way, because of the way that it's just still so kind of laid back, but also open to having people like tourists come, but not in a overly gentrified or hyped up way lah. So it was just really nice to see a film, show so much of it and show so much of this town that is really really great. So yeah, that's what I liked about it. Did you have anything else to add?
Yeah, okay, now the train of my thought has stopped and realigned itself on the track.
Very good.
Yeah, so when you mentioned the genericness, right? I think there was still a lot of genericity in the film actually, like there were some parts like okay, the father, like the boy likes music, but the father wants to be a doctor and all that. Are there really still like families like that where so clear cut, don't play music?
Yeah.
So maybe those are the things that I cannot find relatable lah, because my parents are like, do whatever makes you happy, right? So I don't know. It feels those kind of issues kind of makes me feel like as if it's like was in the 50s. I find it hard to believe that in 2024 there are still parents like that. They may oppose, but they somehow realize that they cannot really force. You know what I mean? They'll make noise, but they're not going to stop. They know they can't stop it. So for me, that one was a little bit black and white lah, too black and white, instead of having like a bit of a grey area lah. But I guess the grey area was portrayed in the second son lah. And even the daughter also a bit lah. The grey area of how the father lah really treated them. Yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to add. Other than that, it's a good.
Yeah,
really
but also there's a lot of realism in the oldest son expectation thing, which I know that you cannot relate to, but like a lot of other people, especially in conventional families, can lah. Because you are the first. You're the first son, or you're the first child, you're the oldest child. There's all this like expectation and responsibility that falls onto you, but not so much onto your siblings lah.
But how?
Which I felt I really saw in the film lah.
How many more families are there that are so conventional like that?
Quite a lot.
Really?
Actually.
Wow. Then that means the world is quite bad lah. you know what I mean? Because like wait
we're losing light.
We are losing light.
We're losing light.
Oh, I can't really. There.
Okay.
Okay, so.
I can see your face.
Oh, it's a little bit
Very
too.
good, very good. Oh, now burn already. Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
So I don't want to lose my train of thought.
Conventional families nowadays still got.
No, like there was some parts in the film where what the father said and what the mother said, I kind of agree. Like, deal with it lah. When the father said deal with it, it's true. Bloody deal with it, because I think that not too much, but the three, especially the two older ones, not so much the daughter. The daughter seems to have a little bit more resilience.
Yeah.
Not
so emotional.
Whereas the two sons were like, we fucking snowflake or what?
Yeah, very feeling like.
Yeah. So many thousands and millions of doctors out there can hack it. This guy needs to take heroin.
But he doesn't want to be a doctor.
Yeah. Look, I know so many people who don't want to do whatever they're doing. Yeah. Unfortunately, for me, right, I think it's a little bit too extreme lah.
No, I get it.
He was never abused, If he just cannot deal with it, I actually kind of agree with the mother. Do both lah.
Yeah. Just do
I did both. I wanted to make documentaries, right? Cannot. So what do I do? Those stupid fucking TVC commercials and corporate video scripts and all that. You know what I mean? So deal with it. I didn't know what I wanted to study. I graduated with a degree in accountancy. Did I want to do it? No. Of course, no pressure from my parents, but I have to finish it. And then later do whatever I want. Deal with it. Don't be so lambe, like, Malaysia, snowflakes cannot survive because it's hot. Or maybe that's why he went on to taking, drugs and
then have to go to rehab. And then okay, in the end, his father let him get earring on.
That's the thing. Look,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You find a way to deal with it. have a little bit more resilience lah. Nobody's saying that you cannot feel whatever you want to feel, but you know, a little bit too much lah. These kind of people, you know. But I mean, I understand, but there must be a way to deal with it. You know.
So, will we tell people to watch?
Yeah, go watch it. It's out in the cinemas now.
Yes.
Go watch it.
Yes.
Just go watch it.
Go watch it.
That's it. Let us know what you think, though. Yeah. Happy Chinese New Year! Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. You cannot say I'm racist. My mother is Chinese. So yeah.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. Let us know what you think. No? Like this video, don't like this video. Follow us or subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Bidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
You'll be watching
and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. And I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shelley Bistoy.